Well, good evening everyone, and welcome to another episode of Chollah at Me. After last week's roaring success of Orly in the Wood, this week's contender is Daniels of Temple Fortune. I dispatched one of my Chollah protégés this morning, bright and early, to go and pick out the very best Chollah in the shop, so let's take a look at what they found. Here we are, the big unveil. You know the usual categories. We're going for appearance, going for the consistency, the overall texture of the Chollah, the taste of it, the absolutely critical category there in taste, and the off-piece category of Jewishness, also very, very important in the overall rating. Oh, dropped all the poppy seeds on the floor. Never mind. Anyway, wow. That is an absolute beaut. Look at that. Look at the girth on this thing. That's impressive. I don't think I've seen a Chollah so thick in a long time. The surface area of this bad boy is something special. Got a bit of burning down there if I was really splitting hairs. They've gone for this wider load, and that is that's a good USP to have, if you know what I mean. I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. Okay then, so let's get into the overall consistency and the texture of the Chollah. Before we do, I'm just going to do a quick little test on the underside, just to see how crispy it is. That might give an indication just of what we can expect on the inside. The dough here should be quite moist, even though this was bought this morning. So let's have a look at that. Okay, you know how this goes, straight down the middle. I don't know if this knife is wide enough for this absolute monster Chollah, but check it out. Right? Never seen anything like it. Let's have a look at the springback factor. Springback factor is really, really important here to give us an indication of just how soft this bread is, right? Wow. Now, compared to last week, my thumbprint stayed in it a lot longer. To me, that indicates this bread is quite strong in its texture. It will just spring back at you. Let's give it a 4 out of 5 for texture. It's not too scientific a study. Taste is going to be really, really interesting here. I'm expecting something quite light, something quite airy. This is an absolute beast of a bread. My latest thing is salt, so I'm just going to do that. That is what I was expecting on the whole. It is very light. I feel like you'd be better served by a thinner slice of it than a thicker slice. Anyway, the overall taste, airy, like I was saying, sweet though. I know I put some salt on it. I wasn't actually tasting that, to be honest. The bread is quite sweet, and you do find that in the more Israeli chalot around, rather than something like Grudzinski's or not Carmelis, but somewhere like Grudzinski's would probably be kind of the good example of a more traditional British challah. I think I preferred the Orly one though. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 for taste. Room for improvement. So, Jewishness, the final category. Kind of in two minds about this one. On the one hand, I do quite like the Israeli kind of style of the Chollah, like the sweeter sort of bread. But on the other hand, I don't know what this extra large, weird shape is about. I don't know what that's about. That's to me, that's not a Chollah. That's not on, quite frankly. 3 out of 5 for Jewishness. They dug their own grave there, what can I say? Alright, so that's it for another episode of Chollah at Me. I know you're all very disappointed. Join us all again next week when we're going to be examining another Chollah in our quest to find the greatest Chollah in northwest London. Adios.